Oh
Here we
boy.
go.
Here is where, okay, we are functionally at a crossroads, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone who may still be watching this. But
It seems we have reached an impasse.
properly so. So every single one of these levels is going to be their own standalone video. I've already decided that long in advance. Now, where things are going to get rough here, namely, is the fact that, well, there's a lot of story compressed into this one level, and such to the fact that it's a fairly long one. By all means, from here on out, I know I've been letting chat choose who I was using, and I guess you were taking some requests as well. But from here on out, nah. If we want to get done with this within our lifetimes, we need to fucking go ham. And unfortunately, we are down some heavy hitters, kinda.
That's the funny thing is, I don't think I'll get to use my boy at any point again for the rest of this story.
I'm not too sure about that. If we're lucky, we might get one or two uses of him, but I don't know. Oh yeah, you have used Crocodile. No, that's right. We did use Crocodile before, but
I was gonna say you said that. I wasn't sure when, but I was willing to give him another round.
I think Crocodile would be a good choice, actually.
I was gonna say this is otherwise a smaller roster that I know this almost this entire last two rows are just extra Straw Hats, but it feels like this roster is way smaller than I remember it being.
Yeah, like if this were a fighting game, this would be a big fucking roster. 36 characters plus Teach. I know, right? Plus one. But no, like considering how like the bottom two rows are effectively the same
I haven't
characters.
used Law yet.
Yeah, that's true. Remember, he's fast. He's faster in this game than Empire Warriors 3, but room is also smaller.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the difference it made.
Yeah. So things are literally coming to a head right now. A giant showdown, I think, at... You know, I keep thinking fucking Buggy's level, but no, I don't think that's right.
This is just a Marine base. This isn't Marine Ford. This is just a Marine base.
It is literally just a Marine base with overcast. It's very funny.
Also, are you prepared for Sakazuki to be a son of a bitch for literally no reason? Even when people above him are telling him, get it together, asshole.
So his default state of being?
Yes.
Yeah, about as right as I'll ever be.
It's like, hey, you're going to help us, and you're going to like it because we have a bigger threat to deal with.
Yeah.
You can go back to trying to kill me next week, but in the meantime, we've got shit to deal with.
Feels small because there are barely any villains compared to the rest of the series. True.
It starts already. Can't believe I have to work with you bastards. We normally hunt you rats.
I have never heard of the term for the greater good before. At all. At all.
He believes in true and uncorrupted justice. Working with the pirates would be corrupting that justice.
He says as he's literally set up backstabbing situations before.
Man has no sense of irony.
Yeah, right?
No, Nigel, this is the one where we do have to kill Whitebeard.
So yeah, this is, I guess, the genocide run. I guess if we're going with the Undertale references, which I only loosely know about.
I guess we can do that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this time Whitebeard needs to die.
It's only Blackbeard. Even without the help from pirate trash, Marines will crush him.
You know,
You
if
didn't?
that were so easy, that would have been handled a while ago.
Now again, that technically doesn't happen in this version, as evidenced by Ace still being here, but we have empirical evidence to show that no, you can't.
Yep. Modern day empirical evidence, in fact.
Why don't you understand that, you stupid bastard?
Oh, Kainu, you and your pride are going to get everyone killed. It's going to be very funny.
Mostly your own guys.
Mostly your own guys. If you don't kill them yourself. Fucking Andrew Jackson, motherfucker.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I suppose that's right.
And Ace is rushing the Marines. He's already broken down.
There's no way to fix Ace's recklessness.
And whatever timeline we're in, really. Again, this is why I say, just put a pair of headphones on him. That's all you gotta do. Just crank the music.
See, unfortunately, that wouldn't help the underlying situation.
Akainu isn't going to let Ace go in one piece. That had to be intentional.
Yay. See, unfortunately, this is true even outside of that situation because it was Ace's reckless decision that was why he decided to go after Blackbeard for killing Thatch in the first place. Whitebeard said, no, we'll handle this together or we'll deal with it later. Don't you go off on your own. I'm going to tell you not to, but I'm not going to physically stop you, even though I very easily could. So,
He knows he's a big boy, and he feels like he can live up to his own failures.
And look where that got the both of them.
Yeah. Okay, to be fair, I mean, Whitebeard I think he knew he was on the way out anyway, so I think he wanted to go on a blaze of glory in some fashion.
This is one of the biggest stages in the game.
Which is funny because it doesn't even look like it.
It isn't. This map actually paints it as kind of small. It's just that this is not really to scale. These areas are much larger than they portray.
Yeah, this is not a level of tight corridors at all.
There's a lot of wide open areas.
Oh, yeah. Actually, go back up.
Hang on a sec. Who will you? Nope, of course not.
Crocodile. It's so funny
Sure,
how
why not?
Akainu actually reacted to reveal of the Earl really mad. So, this is what I was talking about before with Zoro's stats not exactly being maxed out. The bottom right bar right there. If you look along the top there, the friendship system is actually set up there. It was like that with Zoro as well. So that's exactly what I meant. His HP wasn't as topped off as it could be. Not that I'm blaming you at all, because again, this system's a fucking nightmare, but...
So the thing is,
Yeah.
I could try to configure that, but that would take an extra 5 or 10 minutes just to find the exact alignment of points necessary. To
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
why I'm not... Again, I'm not like... That's not a thing you have to worry about. I thought I should point it out.
A smaller version of the same system existed in the first game. Thank God they just made it a numbers-based stat system from 3 onward.
And much easier to navigate as well. The only issue there being the RNG drops, and that's it.
Yeah. But that's also mostly only just to level break characters. Normally you can get most characters to 50 relatively easily.
Yeah, so this is in fact an original level. It's
Yes.
kind of got some trappings of Ennie's Lobby mixed with some Punk Hazard, but it is effectively an original level. And
I'll say this, I actually like this map layout a lot. I like this location a lot.
it is fairly... I do like how it's all quadrant based, so you can easily make heads and tails of the bases. That's really nice. The overall issue, however, again, still being the fucking size.
Right, I forgot. I'm so used to playing Law in 3. No, room is on R2, not
R1, yeah. That is a weird thing to get used to in this game, especially trying to hold the charge for Lion Song as well. It's rough. Not impossible, just a little irksome. But yes, a lot of speed and hit stun should allow you to get through this pretty decently with his slashes, but his running speed is pretty average.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, his sword does have a hitbox outside of room, but is not amazing. That one does have a pretty good hitbox, though. I still fully recommend investing in his level 2 whenever you get a chance, because it will delete an entire room.
Yeah, but I didn't want to do that on what was basically already a dead base.
Yeah. Not me, though. I am very liberal with my usage of Musos.
I feel like for how long level 2s take to charge, you should try to use those a bit more effectively or
I feel like here it's a
sparingly.
good usage.
Yeah, no, this is a great use. There's a ton of enemies, and they're all already in a line.
Oh, yeah. Right, since I'm going to be seeing here for a good minute, I'm also letting Gods of Victory Nikke autopilot itself with my offhand. My characters are so level that they can literally just win levels by themselves without me needing input, so it's very funny in that regard. I'm basically just doing logging bonuses at this point.
I didn't think you would start doing that in the middle of a game.
Normally not, but it's also to kind of keep my mind going as well, since we are going to be here for a good amount of time.
Yeah, this stage is going to take a while, and we have to do it twice.
Yup.
I still don't think it'll be that ultimately terrible. This is sort of progressing okay already.
It's actually a lot is nerfed after this game to mainly be in a room, which is smaller in games with huge stages. See, I think that's mostly an issue with Pirate Warriors 4, funny enough. Pirate Warriors 3, he definitely takes a little bit of a speed hit. It's not horrible, but it's not what I would exactly consider ideal either.
Does he have a button to manually activate room in 4?
Yes.
'Cause you don't have access to your triggers in that game anymore.
Oh, wait, no. We're talking about 4, not 3.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you immediately. I don't think he does. I think he just auto-deploy his room, like, pretty much near him, especially when he's, like, jumping in the air.
Yeah.
Is Law a speed character in 4? I don't remember immediately.
Yeah, it's either power or speed, so it's probably speed. In this game, he's a technical type.
That Yeah, that sounds right.
Doors open. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotta navigate the path, but there is an open path.
is there an open path?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
is it the
first?
middle lane? No, okay.
It is, but apparently
Oh,
Whitebeard
right.
needs help, so
I see.
I guess I'll help him for now.
For the time being, we do need to keep him alive. Just a little bit. You can have a little bit of living, Whitebeard, as a treat.
I'm sure he would have liked that too.
Yeah, right?
There are some of his later moves that I would have appreciated being here, though, in this better state of being.
Injection shot.
Injection shot, gamma knife,
Yeah.
radio something.
Yeah.
Radio knife.
Radio knife. Gotta say though, seeing this much law again does kind of put me in the mood. God, I know we've teased this like at least a handful of times over the years, but I do want to reboot getting into Jump Force for the Let's Play of that.
Right, he's in the DLC.
He is, and he's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, no, that's not something I'm ever opposed to. That's something that just sort of takes a bit of setup.
Yeah, that's something that's going to be something held up by me because I'm the fighting game guy, and there's a lot of characters to learn to some capacity in that game. And for I
As an
remember,
arena fighter, it's inherently not that complicated. I don't think you need to worry about me on that end.
you wouldn't think so, but I'm gonna say that was like Spike Chunsoft's masterpiece since fucking Tenkaichi 3. I will say that.
That's fair.
And for I remember, he has to open room first for any attack first, then wait for it to expand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
That's the stuff. Took out a Pacifista in one swing.
Nice.
Hey, I'm still going to go to bat for Raging Blast 2.
Law has an injection shot in this game in style mode. Yeah, that checks out. Oh, no, I said since Tenkaichi 3. Tenkaichi 2 is a very good game.
I said Raging Blast 2.
Oh, Raging Blast 2. Yeah, that's also fair. You know what? Yeah, I will amend that. It is their single best game since Raging Blast 2. I will fully agree with you there.
Yeah. See, now that's the funny thing is if you're not aware with what they're doing when they're not doing Dragon Ball games, is you have to amend that statement further to within the realm of fighting games, because they also do things like bulk development on Dragon Quest and things like Danganronpa, which happened entirely after they fell off with Dragon Ball Z games.
Okay, I mean this is a genuine question, and I'm going to sound completely fucking stupid for asking this, but I have to regardless, because I'm not in the community. Is Danganronpa an actual game, or is it like visual novels? I always think it's visual novels.
It's a visual novel in the same way that Ace Attorney is, which is you walk around from place to place, you click on things, you find evidence out in the world.
Oh,
and then and then when you've collected all of your evidence, then you take those into a trial, and then you play mini games in the trial to determine who lives or dies.
I see. Okay.
So there is a game there. It's just for as much as you can. Have you ever tried to play an Ace Attorney game?
No, I have not actually.
I would recommend starting with something like the first Ace Attorney game, which is available on everything nowadays. But which
Yeah, I got the Switch ports too, didn't it?
it's actually on everything. They've got they've got 2 collections right now currently of the first 3 games, which is on every platform, and the Apollo trilogy, which is the 4th, 5th, and 6th game, which is also got ported earlier this year to every platform. You currently already own the first 3 on Switch and PS4.
Sorry, pause for a quick second. Not gameplay, your train of thought. I just noticed something really cool. So Law's physical strikes do not get repelled by people in power style. It's fully a projectile. I don't know if you caught that. That's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
That is unironically such a good fucking countermeasure to it. Oh my god.
Have we seen anyone using speed style?
Yes, it has come up, but I feel like we are encountering a lot of... Maybe it's just because of the nature of the villains and everything, but I feel like we're encountering way more power style than speed. That's the best way I could describe it. Ah, fuck, I missed Nigel's previous comment. I can crane my neck around and look.
He said Danganronpa is like an old school adventure game. Adventure game meaning visual novel mystery type game.
Oh, all right, that sounds kind of cool.
Because genre names are weird, and adventure game means mystery game typically, or what you in America used to call a CD-ROM game.
Yeah.
Which, if you know what that actually means.
I know what a CD-ROM is. I don't know if there's a... Are we talking about the old like point and click like mystery games that
point and click adventure things like I just had it. What? Do you know the character Guybrush Threepwood?
Who? No.
Okay, never mind then. Series LucasArts games.
Oh,
PC
yeah.
LucasArts games, where you're going around adventuring, talking to people, solving mysteries.
Treasures on Monkey Island. I think.
Secret of Monkey Island.
Yeah. Yeah, I am aware of those kinds of games. I watched. I think I watched Spoonie review at least a handful. No, Mandalore reviews. He does a lot of those kinds of games.
Who's hurt?
Some pirate captain.
No one is actually hurt. Okay, I could head up top momentarily. No, kind of. You sit there and you think about what you've done.
I'm gonna need you to take a timeout, sir. Go on break. Me as a fucking site supervisor for my security position. Go on break, kid.
Have you actually had to do that?
No, not in those words, because everyone else is generally at my age range. But I do tell people to go on break if they forget to do so on schedule. I'm a boss now. That's weird to think about.
Do you have to manage your location's budget / time allocation?
No, not that. That's for the next person above me. But I do have to make sure everyone's on time and whatnot. It is a little funny being Mark and doing Mark's job better. True story.
Yeah. You used to be the guy that says, hey, you got in after the 7-minute grace period. You can either take that as 15 minutes unpaid or you can take that as 15 minutes off of your vacation pay.
I don't think I've even had. Yeah, I just report everything really, even though we have like methods of reporting everything in duplicate anyway. I just report things more directly.
Yeah, that's satisfying.
Nice. I kind of file some papers while you think about making a boy doing it again. Yeah. Man's got to go do some paperwork while he hates his job because of what the Celestial Dragons are doing to him. Unironically, that one singular panel, like, gave him such an actual character in my book. Still not a good character, but it's sympathetic to some capacity. And I'm like, I've never had that for him before. That's actually something good. That's something good. His sheer annoyance at what the fuck the Celestial Dragons were doing.
I need, while you're on your
phone.
Oh,
God, here we go.
While you're on your phone, I need you to look up the Akainu, I better keep my ass in this office meme.
I think I know what you're talking about, too. Oh, yeah, the thing about Luffy being an emperor, yeah.
Yeah.
In any event, time for the bullshit to go down. Ow. Rude.
We still have to replicate that even now.
Squard will just never appear in this series.
So we figured out who the brunette generic is. Do we know who the balding blonde generic is?
Legitimately, I feel like it could be anyone, really. God, I
don't think you'd be able to maintain your grip on him even if he was stabbed 18 times.
Yeah, even if he was stunned on a bad day and he was dying of pneumonia, I don't think you can out-muzzle Whitebeard in any capacity.
See, now, Akainu, he hasn't betrayed you yet, even though he never actually will. So you should consider this a good thing that Mori is trying to attack Whitebeard. He's following your orders. He showed up.
He showed up, yeah.
Hey, sometimes that's the most you can ask from some people, is that they showed up for work.
That is true. My mom always said showing up is half the battle.
Yeah, I feel that sometimes.
This is so fucking goofy, though.
The control dial allows me to actually manipulate those that have been manipulated by the frenzy dial.
But doing this, you won't be able to get his devil fruit. I'm sure we'll do that later.
Oh.
Okay, but no, I feel like his eyes are regular, so underneath the red aura.
They are. Which is, I don't believe they explained this. I could be misremembering. I think that he might do that to someone else this game.
Yeah, I guess I just never noticed the fact that part of the smoke effect was just to manifest as chains. Maybe I just never noticed that because we were playing on 720p resolution back 10 years ago.
If that.
That's probably it, actually. No, this was still our first Let's Play we did that was in 720p proper.
Yes, but that didn't come through until like the final session.
Maybe.
We were still on component until the very final one. So now we have to deliberately do everything wrong.
Yep. We cannot get the correct ending here because we have to show off that this game was ambitious and had a bad ending.
I don't think a sneak attack from both Moria and Akaini would work on Whitebeard. Feel like he would slug both of them, then dog Blackbeard.
I feel like you're right.
Dog him?
Annihilate him.
Ah. Did he do something that looked like he sort of flinched?
Yeah, I imagine we got another AoE thing going on, but that's not really an effect you can drop from the sky. Damn.
You're going to feel that on playback.
Probably.
Persuade Whitebeard. Okay, chat, remind me. Does that mean kill him or does that mean don't kill him?
That means don't kill him. I believe what needs to be done is there's like some weird roundabout method of going about this. I think it involves getting Ace and Luffy over to Whitebeard or something.
Oh, no. Okay, no, we do have to kill him.
Yeah.
Because we have to kill him before everyone can get there to save him.
Yeah, that was it.
So in which case, sorry, buddy, you're fucking dead.
Sorry, amigo, you're not having a fun day right now. You think this would make Ace turn traitor or something, but nah. Again, there wasn't enough time in the cooker for this one.
Failed to persuade him. Okay, so yeah, this boils down to either kill him yourself or let him live long enough for everyone to reach him.
Yeah. Now this aura looks much better.
Hey, we're in the real cutscenes.
Yeah. It's very funny how functionally like. Okay, no, it's much more clear because they're like the chain's actually attached to his shoulders. That's kind of cool. And they made the shockwaves purple now. Admittedly, kind of cool.
He's doing armament, or his arm was, I think, armored up.
You'd think we'd get that, but I don't think we ever show off him doing any sort of armament hockey.
Hey, it sure is great that once you introduce the concept of the three colors of hockey, after his death, everyone knows it afterwards, but no one ever did it beforehand. Not in Marineford, but you think that would be incredibly useful.
Wait,
to have as many. By the way, here's a fun fact. Apparently, every single Vice Admiral can use hockey in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Why weren't all of them doing it literally all the time during Marineford?
Is this an actual attack Mori's able to do?
I assume.
Like a weird leaping lizard attack that can pierce people. Also, there's no physical damage on him, so there's not much to convey.
I like the texture of his coat.
It's extremely, not leathery. It looks very plasticky.
I was going to say rubbery.
I guess that too. Oh, hi, Jimbe. What'd you get here? Actually, no, he's been here. We just haven't seen him in a long ass time.
He was one of the first people we recruited.
Been a very long time since we've seen him.
Yes.
And then dies in literally. It's so funny having actually gone through One Piece and seeing everything like play out the same way.
Man, this does not hit at all in this context.
No.
He died standing up with 100 stab wounds, 3,000 bullet wounds.
And not a single scratch on his back. Although in this case, Mori just pierced him, so there should be exit wounds on his back. I mean, Mori can attack through shadows. I mean, yeah, but that seemed like it was a specific named attack.
See, now this angle makes it look way worse. It looks like he's receiving head.
I feel like you say that like every time, though.
No, because it's sort of funny when Whitebeard is pitching a tent because the cloth has to go over his naginata. No, he stops in front of the box where he's standing eye level at his crotch.
Yeah, I guess so. So unfortunately, this is probably the more lore accurate route of how this is going to go. Reminder how funny the +1 character select is with him on it.
Oh, yeah. Sure is great that you know how to do that immediately.
Something rather when you absorb a devil fruit, according to Kaku and the other guys, you just immediately know how to use them.
That is decidedly not true. That is decidedly not true.
That's the wording they used.
Someone else from that same organization said that if you eat 2 devil fruits, you'll explode, and 2 devil fruit users shouldn't be in the same room with each other for very long. Otherwise, the demons inside them will come out of both of their bodies and start fighting each other.
What? That's extremely funny.
Jabra said that.
Jobber was definitely on some hocus pocus shit with that then, which is extremely funny, but still, yeah. Oh, hi, Blackbeard. I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure you'll get much more mileage out of this stage versus what we're going to be going through in the next stage where you're going to get your ass rocked again. You're going to get very sick of seeing Blackbeard, guys.
He's not going anywhere for a long time.
No, he is not. 1,500 kills already. Holy shit.
This is one of those ones where I think the number is 2,000 or more.
Yeah, I know, but like I struggled to get to 1,500 with even Kuzan. Damn.
Okay, let's get this shit over with. You.
Time to get your ass rocked.
Dumbass. Goodbye.
Oh no, Lucci said that instructions guide thing as a joke to mess with his friends. That's very funny. Lucci needs to crack more jokes. Because otherwise he doesn't have much going for him.
Literally the only one he likes in the entire organization is Kaku. He actually displays a stunning moment of empathy earlier in Egghead where when the Buster Call is called, or not the Buster Call, when the 5 Elder Planets show up, he specifically asks the Dreadlocks man, the Powdered Wig man, if he can spare his partner at least, if no one else. His partner being Kaku.
That's really touching.
And
Again,
then he says, "I can try, but I cannot guarantee. You surely know how hard it is not to step on ants."
Old man slurs.
I think specifically he means by that humans.
Okay.
Because presumably they are gods of some sort.
That definitely seems to be what is being led to the point of conclusion. But no, what this is, okay, straight up, this is something that Rob Lucci really needs to make him more endearing as a character. Like, just give him more moments of empathy like that. Jesus Christ.
That is
like
the only one he's ever had.
Anything to even remotely make him seem like a character. That's immediately like what you need, instead of just being like, haha, big dangerous man. Anything that like makes you empathize with him.
You know,
I mean, fucking hell, he was a goofy ass dude, but Madara had that in fucking spades back in the day.
Dance for me.
Dance for me. He was funny. He cracked a lot of jokes. What will you do about the second one? Do you want the clones to use Susanoo?
You really are the strongest guy.
I, Madara, acknowledge you as the strongest.
Stronger than Hashirama.
Fucking based. I love that.
No, but I like it specifically how you honed in on being a character, because he has nothing else, period, that you would define as a trait. You see his backstory during Enies Lobby, and it's like, he sure did enjoy being an assassin and only lives when he gets to kill at like 13. Okay? You gonna explain why, other than just he's a sociopath and a freak? Alright, I'll get to you momentarily.
See, I was gonna say, he's also got the funny ventriloquism shit, which again, this is exactly why I say that if you want... Okay, Kid was a fraud, but at least Kid was kind of funny sometimes, in like a very inadvertent sort of way.
You're both fine. Give me a minute. They've got 40% health. At least let me take out this one other guy first.
Yeah, I know, but considering the damage output...
Especially when that one other guy is a pacifista.
Yeah. I was going to say, what the damage that people at this point in the game are pointing out, I would probably assume they're not going to live too long. But I guess that we'd be constantly worried about everyone, so what do I know? Well, if we let Ace die, that'd be funny, but also probably give us the game over. Actually, check the mission requirements. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to have a repeat.
Where the fuck are you?
Glad I noticed these things.
I saw it too. I was just trying to deal with the thing that was immediately in front of me first. Hey, look, all his guys revived.
Level 2 would go crazy here.
Ace? Ace? Okay.
Level 2?
That was just delayed. Sure, why not? I was going to rush for Marco, but sure.
Oh, no. This will annihilate everyone here.
Yes, it did.
Hell yeah. Well, we gotta protect them because they're mission critical right now, Alex.
Oh, he's
Also,
back.
hello. Nice to see you back in chat. Saying, why couldn't it be Marco instead of Ace?
Marco proved a useful function. He was a healer of sorts, and he helped the Mink tribe make it back to Wano. He also fought Parasparrow? Sure, why not?
Okay.
Parasparrow is the first son of... Where the fuck are you, Marco? You were up here before.
Man's traveling.
Is the first son of Big Mom, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, wait, really?
Please be the first son and not the husband. I don't remember immediately.
No, Parasparrow is a dude with the lollipop, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
no,
guy with the tongue. I think he's voiced by Dio.
no, I do believe he is actually his son.
Right, no, it was Streisand was the first husband. The groomer. The man who was in his 30s or 40s decided, hey, this child is really strong. When they're of age, then I'll put a kid in them and make the strongest army ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just can't ever have normal things. Well, then again, considering this universe, yeah. Also, this game has the balls to kill Whitebeard in their what if, but no balls to kill Ace. I almost feel like there's some regrets behind the scenes of killing off Ace like way sooner than they probably were hoping it would happen. Especially with seemingly how popular he still maintains among the community sometimes.
He
It's very
still
funny.
ranks really high in popularity polls. Those don't actually count or mean anything.
Yeah, it's very funny.
You cut that shit out. You.
Love how little marine presence there is left in the stage now. Actually, truthfully told, we're going at
Okay,
this.
how about it? You're fine.
Actually, truthfully, we're going pretty quick right now.
Bye, Nigel. Yeah, this stage isn't as bad as I thought it would be.
It's still a little lengthy, but not too bad. He's okay.
You're fine. Let me take care of this one thing I'm doing first. Hey.
Having a little bit of a core memory unlock here.
How do you mean?
I remember way back in the day when I was first playing this game through, when we were getting ready for the initial Let's Play practice, I was...
Sorry, hang on a second.
What?
Ace deserved it. Is it real that 4 kids removed Ace because of TV guidelines and a kid burning? No.
What?
The story I think you're thinking of is when Beavis and Butthead was taken off the air because they had a line about fire, fire, and then a kid unrelated who had never seen the show burned down their house. This happened in like 1998. What they did to Ace in the One Piece anime was in 4Kids version, was they renamed him Heat Fist Trace. They said his power isn't fire, it's extreme heat. And they changed it from Ace to Trace because Ace of Spades is gambling and we can't have gambling in a kid's show. Also, I think they might have removed his back tattoo entirely.
Okay. Huh. I knew about all that beforehand, but I didn't remember the back tattoo bit. That's kind of odd. Also, would have been hell for them going forward.
Okay, so a detail that you probably don't know because I think the anime cut this is, and it was changed in the manga too eventually, is that Ace's back tattoo wasn't originally the Whitebeard symbol, it was a manji.
Oh.
So that was changed eventually in the manga too, I believe. But in the anime, that might have been cut entirely.
I will check that in a minute while I'm done going through my daily missions for Nikkei.
And if that was in the anime, by the time 4Kids got it, they would have just cut out his character entirely.
Yeah.
No risk whatsoever.
Yeah,
We're not taking any risk.
I was going to say that. Oh, God. Hello, Giant Moria. You're already at you. I was going to say that even if you were to try to cover the tattoo, that would have been a nightmare on itself for masking and tracking and whatnot. Literally would have cost them so much for just visual effects editing.
Oh, yeah.
And probably would have had missed weeks of broadcast.
Do you know what all they've cut? Because cuts and edits are two different things. especially when referring to One Piece.
See, I'm using the word edit because that is an actual edit, like you do on a
Right.
on a-
No, I mean like the visual edits versus things that are wholly removed.
things that are wholly removed. I don't know really. I know about visual edits. I know about things
They
that
cut
are
out
changed.
Laboon entirely.
Wait, what? Really?
When they cut out Laboon and Reverse Mountain entirely. They decided once they get up the waterfall, they're just in the Grand Line immediately.
Huh.
So they got to whatever the area is called where they meet Baroque Works for the first time, where they try to drug them and kill them all in their sleep, and then Zoro ends up beating the shit out of all of them in one night. They cut to that part, and then after that, they cut directly to Drum Kingdom, bypassing Little Garden, the Giants, and some other members of Baroque Works entirely.
Huh.
The reason why they did this is because they wanted to get to Chopper, who in Japan was selling merchandise like Pikachu.
Yeah.
And 4Kids wanted to recreate any sales of Pikachu they could.
That's totally fair. I would like to mention one thing also, just tying back to the game for right now. You're at 2,500 KOs right now. This is a number that's sometimes difficult to achieve, even Pirate Warriors 3.
Yes.
Without the difficulty being turned way up, so there's way more enemies summoning on screen at once. Holy fuck. Anyway, I need to backpedal a little bit. I'm trying to remember some things I was going to talk about.
All right. Alex, do you hear yourself? You're happy they rushed to get to Chopper. You're happy they cut elements from the story that are plot critical and that would make things later on in the story literally impossible.
Alex, why are you only a fan of characters that are sub 3 feet in height?
Why do you... You cannot have Brooke as a character if you cut out Laboon. This is a fact.
No, it's true. It is very much true. It'd be very fucking difficult to do.
They changed it with stock footage of Luffy shoots a cannon at an iceberg they're about to hit instead of at the whale.
Okay.
Because they just wanted to save time.
Oh, fuck. I think I remember one of the details we're going to talk about now. Yeah. Trying to do those kinds of visual edits, like, it's going to be a fucking nightmare for anyone to try to keep up with on a weekly basis. Like, I was seeing, like, even watching Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds in the fucking dubs, I'm just like, I'm seeing all the mistakes slipping the cracks and how rough the visual edits looked like, especially in the first 50 episodes or some such. It got rough. It got very rough at some points. So
you pointing out where the skin tone doesn't match because they had to cut in different lip flaps.
Yeah, it was extremely funny. The entire wall at the bar being gone and just replaced with like a blank wall. Very funny.
So a funny thing to note about that, the thing about Yusei asking for milk, that is literally in the Japanese version. They cut the bar stuff. The bar stuff does exist in Japanese, but Yusei does still ask for milk in both languages.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing that that the audience, or that general audiences will say is the thing that 4Kids took out in its entirety.
Probably. Sorry, guys. I got a little bit of a tingle back in my throat. It feels like popcorn shell, but I didn't have popcorn today. It's really, really weird.
I'll give a question. Would 4Kids even allow Brooke onto the show being dead and all?
I actually think they would, because there's a lot of like skeletons still present in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, no.
So
no, they allow a lot of stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh. They, short of saying hell, they talk about the afterlife, the grave, what they call the graveyard, and they let the zombie decks exist. They let skeletons exist.
They say Egyptian gods.
Yes.
Granted, they still can't say singular god by itself because fucking denominations and everything, but like they're still able to acknowledge like pantheons. 4Kids can be more lenient than you expect from them sometimes, but it really depends. Also kind of depends on the era, because sometimes they're actually a little bit more flexible like later on, kind of.
Yeah.
It depending situation, yeah.
I pointed out the blood returning in
Here we
stuff
go.
in 4Kids Kai. They also had flashbacks return unedited in the self-fight, orange blood. 4Kids doesn't touch games at all. I mean, if they make a writing edit, that's gonna changes to the script. That's gonna stay there.
Oh yeah, we got the finish of Thorough Bark back here.
Yeah. Is he gonna do giant jet shell?
Maybe. Also, can I just say that the more time goes by, the more I absolutely fucking hate this look for Moria. It just grosses me out the more and more.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my god, why is there texturing on his eyes? Jesus. I hate it.
I'm trying to remember what, but someone in some Dragon Ball something takes this sort of a shape, and I don't remember what it is.
I feel like you're right. Cell.
Cell when he's vomiting.
Cell when he's vomiting and also kind of like, about to blow up.
Specifically the neck straining
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
The neck straining also when Super Buu goes inside Vegito.
I
did not kill Akainu in this stage. I could have. I probably should have. That was probably a plot critical mission.
No, he was down, but he was.
No, he
put
showed
himself
back up. He was a stage boss at the top left.
Oh, oops. Well, he got put in timeout and it came out of timeout. Sorry, guys, a victory, Nika. I'll get back to you in a little bit. Excuse me, God.
Don't you have enough of those designs with Nami and Robin?
Unfortunately, like we discussed earlier, not enough. Oh, fuck. I was talking about this earlier too. I don't know if I brought it up in this recording, but Caribou with those 3 mermaids. I sure fucking I'm a little bit peeved that he
It's
did that to
natural
them
for Marines
because
and pirates to fight. Am I saying anything that's wrong? We had a contract, you jackass. You're supposed to help us. You got our biggest war asset killed. You did that.
it's natural for Marines and pirates to fight. Sir, are you 5? Do you only see people for their labels and that's it?
Yes.
Well, yes, but
Literally.
that notwithstanding.
That is literally his code.
Yeah, that's literally it, yeah. Man, so ironclad. Man, getting that position was the worst thing that happened to him, not just because of the shit he's done as Fleet Admiral, but the shit he has to fuck. No, right. That's the reason why Garp didn't become an admiral. It's because he didn't want to answer to the fucking Celestial Dragons.
This is literally correct.
Yes.
This is the text.
So when you're Fleet Admiral, there's literally no one above you but the Celestial Dragons and the dumb bullshit you have to cater to their whims for.
And now here's another thing. It wasn't just that. He's always been a son of a bitch, and we know this because he was present for the Buster call on O'Hara.
He personally did it, yeah.
Yes. It's funny because you don't find out that was him until Marineford, where you actually put 2 and 2 together. That, oh, this guy and that guy are the same guy.
You actually do see in a flashback in Marineford, like you briefly see that it is in fact Sakazuki doing it.
You see him, but you don't know who he is the first time you see him.
Yeah.
You see him in that flashback in O'Hara before you actually see him in the present day for the first time.
Wild shit. I like how there's a gold coin for the generic guy. Very based, very funny. I'm starting to wonder what happened if you actually get to the 10 mark here. I wonder if you cap out at 9s there or if it rolls over to the next digit.
It might go all the way to the end of that line underneath. It's probably just going to go full 9s.
Maybe.